Have you ever noticed how something as simple as getting up from a chair can feel a little harder than it used to? Maybe you've caught yourself using your hands to push off your knees, or gripping the armrest just a little tighter. It's nothing to be ashamed of, it's something that sneaks up on all of us. One day you're walking up the stairs without thinking, and the next, you're wondering when they got so steep. If you've ever had a moment like that, you're not alone. The truth is, our bodies change as we get older, and that's perfectly natural. But here's the good news, we're not powerless in this. Far from it. In fact, one of the most powerful tools we have to stay strong, independent, and confident is strength training. Now, I know that might sound intimidating at first. You might be picturing heavy weights, loud gyms, or exercises meant for bodybuilders. But that's not what we're talking about here. Strength training for seniors is something entirely different. It's gentle, it's doable, and most importantly, it's essential. See, strength isn't just about muscle. It's about being able to lift a grocery bag without struggling. It's about walking up a flight of stairs without needing a break. It's about catching yourself if you trip. And yes, it's also about staying out of the hospital, staying in your home, and staying in charge of your own life. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 simple, yet powerful strength training exercises that every senior should know and do regularly. These movements aren't fancy, and you don't need any special equipment. But the benefits? Oh, they're big. We're talking better balance, more energy, less pain, and a whole lot more confidence in your daily life. So, let's get started with the very first one, and this is a classic for a reason. It's called the sit-to-stand. Now before you roll your eyes and think, isn't that just getting out of a chair? Yes, it is. But that's exactly why it's so important. The sit-to-stand exercise mimics something you already do every single day, getting up and sitting down. And if you've been feeling a little wobbly or needing extra effort to do it, that's a signal your body is asking for help. Here's how you do it. Sit in a sturdy chair, no wheels, nothing soft or too low. Scoot forward a bit so your feet are flat on the ground, hip-width apart. Cross your arms over your chest if you can, or gently rest your hands on your thighs. Now, push through your heels and stand all the way up. Then sit back down slowly, with control. That's 1 rep. Start with 5 to 10 if you're new to this, and work your way up. If crossing your arms is too much right now, that's okay, use your hands for support. What matters is moving with control and not rushing. You might feel a little shaky at first. That's normal. Your muscles are waking up, and they'll get stronger with each try. This one movement strengthens your thighs, your hips, your core, and even your balance. Do this regularly, and everyday tasks will start feeling easier. You might notice you're not grabbing the counter for support as much. Or that standing up during commercials doesn't feel like such a production anymore. That's progress, and it's powerful. Now, once you're comfortable with the sit-to-stand, we can add a little more to your strength toolkit. And the next move is something that often goes unnoticed until it starts slipping away, your posture. If you've ever caught yourself slouching or noticed that you're not standing as tall as you used to, it's likely that your upper back and shoulders are asking for attention. That's where wall push-ups come in. No, we're not heading to the floor, I promised, remember? Wall push-ups are a gentle way to build upper body strength, especially in the chest, arms, and shoulders, all of which help with pushing doors, carrying things, and keeping your posture strong and upright. To do a wall push-up, find a clear wall space. Stand about 2 feet away from the wall, feet flat on the ground, and place your hands on the wall at shoulder height, just a little wider than shoulder width apart. Now slowly bend your elbows and lean toward the wall, keeping your body straight like a board. Then push back to your starting position. That's 1. Start with 5 or 10, and again, work your way up. You'll probably feel this one in your arms and chest, but also in your confidence. Because every time you push yourself away from that wall, you're pushing back against the idea that aging means getting weaker. It doesn't. Not if you take action. And these small steps? They matter. As you build strength in your upper body, you'll find it easier to carry groceries, open jars, or even hug your grandkids a little tighter. You'll also start to notice how much easier it is to keep your shoulders back and stand taller, something that not only improves how you feel physically, but how people see you. There's a quiet kind of pride in walking into a room and feeling strong from the inside out. And that brings us to something else we tend to overlook: the muscles that keep us stable when we walk, reach, or catch our balance. These are your hip muscles, and they're your unsung heroes. When your hips are strong, everything else feels more solid. When they're not, that's when the shuffle starts, or worse, a fall. That's why the third movement is the standing leg raise. This one is simple, but don't let that fool you. Stand tall behind a sturdy chair, holding the back for support. Gently lift one leg out to the side, keeping your toes pointed forward. Hold it for a second, then lower it back down with control. Switch legs. Try 10 on each side to start. It might feel a bit wobbly at first, and you might want to rush through it. But slow is where the magic happens. Each time you lift that leg, you're strengthening the muscles in your hips and thighs. You're teaching your body to balance, even on one foot. And the more you do it, the more stable you'll feel, not just during the exercise, but when you're walking across the yard or stepping off a curb. One woman I worked with used to say that this exercise gave her walk with purpose muscles. She was in her 70s, sharp as a tack, and had recently taken a spill in her kitchen. After adding this to her routine, she told me, "I'm walking taller now. I don't feel like I'm teetering anymore." That's what this is all about, giving you your power back. One small movement at a time. And here's the thing, you don't have to do all of these at once. You don't need an hour a day or a full gym setup. What you need is consistency. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, a couple of times a week. That's enough to start seeing real change. Your muscles respond quickly when you use them regularly, even gently. And when you start to feel those changes, in your legs, your arms, your balance, you'll want to keep going. Because nothing feels better than knowing you've got control over your own strength. Now that we've talked about standing up, pushing back, and lifting with purpose, let's keep that momentum going and look at how to support the rest of your body. Now that you've got a good foundation with sit-to-stands, wall push-ups, and standing leg raises, let's keep building on that strength. As we get older, we tend to lose strength in places that don't always get the attention they need. For instance, your core, those muscles in your abdomen and lower back, might not be the first thing you think of when it comes to exercise. But trust me, strengthening your core can make a huge difference in how you feel every single day. Think about it. Your core is what keeps you steady when you stand, walk, or reach for something. It helps you bend down to tie your shoes, pick up a dropped pen, and even breathe deeply. So, the stronger your core is, the more confident and stable you'll feel in everything you do. The next exercise I want to share is called the seated march. It's a great, low-impact move that helps strengthen your core, improve your posture, and even get your heart rate up a little. This exercise can be done from the comfort of your chair, so no need to worry about balance issues or getting up from the floor. To do the seated march, sit on a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting lightly on your thighs. Sit tall, think of lengthening your spine from the top of your head to your tailbone. Now, slowly lift one knee towards your chest, as if you're marching in place. Lower it back down, then repeat with the other leg. Keep alternating legs for about a minute, focusing on using your core to lift the knee rather than just your hip flexors. At first, you might not feel much, but over time, you'll notice that your posture improves, and you can march with more ease. This exercise also works your hip flexors, which are key for walking, climbing stairs, and getting in and out of your car. As you're doing the seated march, pay attention to your core muscles. When you lift your knee, try to feel the muscles in your abdomen tighten and engage. That's the power of the exercise right there, engaging those core muscles. As your core gets stronger, your movements become smoother and more controlled. It's also great for improving your balance, so you can feel more secure when standing up, walking, or reaching for something high up on a shelf. The next exercise we're going to do is one that focuses on your lower body and will make you feel more stable when walking or even standing for long periods of time. It's called the standing calf raise. It's a simple exercise, but one that strengthens the calves, which are crucial for walking, balancing, and even standing for a long time without feeling fatigued. Weak calves can contribute to a shuffle when you walk and can even lead to problems with your posture. To do the standing calf raise, find a sturdy surface to hold onto, like the back of a chair or a countertop. Stand with your feet flat on the floor, about hip width apart. Slowly raise your heels off the ground, standing on the balls of your feet. Hold for a second, then lower your heels back down. Repeat this 10 times. Start slow, and try to move with control. The goal is to lift your heels as high as you can while keeping your posture upright and your body straight. As you practice this, you'll begin to notice that your calves feel firmer and stronger. This exercise also works your ankles and feet, which play a huge role in your balance and stability. You'll likely notice that standing for longer periods, like when you're cooking dinner or waiting in line at the store, becomes easier. It also helps your posture and your gait, so you'll find that you walk more confidently and with greater ease. Another great benefit of calf raises is that they increase circulation in your lower legs, which can help with swelling and discomfort. So if you find that your legs tend to feel heavy or tired after a long day, adding this move to your routine can help you feel lighter and more energized. As you continue to build strength in your calves, notice how much easier it is to get around. Maybe you're not feeling as wobbly when you're standing, or perhaps it's a little less effort to take a walk around the neighborhood. That's because your lower body muscles are becoming more efficient and capable of supporting you in all the ways you need them to. And while we're talking about strength and stability, let's not forget about the muscles that support your back and neck. These muscles often get neglected, especially if we've been sitting for long periods of time. A strong back not only helps prevent pain but also supports your posture and balance. One exercise that really targets those upper back and neck muscles is the reverse shoulder squeeze. This is a great exercise to improve posture and relieve some of the tension that can build up after sitting for long stretches or hunching over a computer. It's simple, but incredibly effective. To do the reverse shoulder squeeze, sit tall in a chair with your feet flat on the ground. Relax your arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Slowly draw your shoulder blades together, as if you're trying to pinch a pencil between them. Hold for about 5 seconds, then release. Do this 10 times, focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together as much as you can. It's a small movement, but it works wonders for strengthening the muscles that keep your shoulders in proper alignment. If you've been experiencing any neck or upper back tension, you'll likely notice some relief after doing this exercise regularly. It helps counteract the rounding of the shoulders that can happen over time, especially if you spend a lot of time sitting. And the more you strengthen those muscles, the better your posture will be, and the more comfortable you'll feel while standing, walking, or sitting. This exercise not only helps with physical strength, but it also contributes to your overall energy levels. When your posture improves, you might feel more awake, more alert, and more confident in everything you do. A strong back also helps with balance, making it easier to navigate everyday activities without the fear of stumbling or falling. As we continue to move through these exercises, it's becoming clear that strength training isn't just about building big muscles, it's about maintaining the strength and stability you need to feel confident, independent, and healthy in your everyday life. And with each exercise, you're getting closer to that goal. Now that we've covered some great exercises to strengthen your core, lower body, and upper back, let's take a deeper dive into movements that focus on mobility and flexibility. These aspects are just as important as strength when it comes to staying active and independent as we age. After all, being strong is fantastic, but if you're stiff or have trouble moving around, those muscles can't work as efficiently for you. This next exercise is one of my personal favorites because it combines strength with flexibility. It's called the standing side bend. It targets your oblique muscles, the ones on the sides of your torso, and helps improve both balance and flexibility in your spine. Plus, it's a great stretch that can help release tension, especially if you find yourself stiff from sitting too much. To do the standing side bend, stand tall with your feet about shoulder width apart. Relax your arms by your sides and take a deep breath. As you exhale, slowly raise one arm above your head, keeping your body straight. Then, gently lean toward the opposite side, allowing the raised arm to stretch over your head. Hold for a few seconds, then return to the starting position. Repeat on the other side. You might feel a nice stretch down the side of your body, and that's a good sign. This movement helps lengthen the muscles along your sides, which can improve flexibility and posture. As you continue to practice this, you'll notice that you can reach a little further without feeling tight or strained. This added flexibility also makes everyday tasks, like reaching for a shelf or bending down to pick something up, easier and more comfortable. Another benefit of the standing side bend is that it helps keep your spine healthy. As we get older, our spine can become less mobile, leading to stiffness and discomfort. But by gently moving and stretching through these areas, you can maintain your spinal health and prevent that tightness from creeping in. And when your spine is flexible, you'll feel more agile overall, moving with ease, whether you're gardening, playing with your grandkids, or just going about your daily routine. Next, let's talk about a common concern for many people as they age: joint pain. Specifically, let's focus on the hips. Tight hips can make walking difficult, climbing stairs even harder, and bending down to tie your shoes feel like an impossible task. One of the best ways to improve hip flexibility and strength is through the hip marching exercise. This one's fantastic for loosening up the hips and strengthening the muscles that support them. To do the hip marching exercise, stand with your feet about hip width apart and place your hands on your hips for stability. Slowly lift one knee up toward your chest, then lower it back down. Repeat with the other leg, alternating back and forth. Try to keep your body as straight as possible while you march. Do this for about 30 seconds, and gradually increase the time as you build strength. At first, you might feel a bit stiff in your hips, but over time, this exercise will help improve the range of motion in your hip joints. It's also great for strengthening your hip flexors, which are important for walking, standing, and climbing stairs. When you do this regularly, you may notice that you can walk with more ease, that bending down is no longer a struggle, and that you're able to perform everyday activities without feeling as stiff or uncomfortable. Hip strength also supports your posture. Think about how many times a day you rely on your hips for balance, whether you're standing up, walking, or even turning around. Strengthening these muscles is key to staying steady and avoiding falls. So, keep marching. It's simple, but it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Now, as we work on building strength and flexibility in various parts of the body, let's not forget about the importance of rest. Yes, rest. I know, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of seeing progress and wanting to do more. But remember, your body needs time to recover. If you're pushing yourself too hard or not giving your muscles enough time to rest and rebuild, you might be doing more harm than good. The key to getting the most out of your strength training routine is consistency, not overexertion. That means taking at least 1 or 2 days off between workouts to allow your muscles to recover and rebuild. It's during this recovery period that your body actually gets stronger, as it repairs the small tears in your muscles that happen when you work them. So, don't skip your rest days, they're just as important as the workouts themselves. Another way to support your body's recovery is through good nutrition. Eating a balanced diet rich in protein, healthy fats, and plenty of fruits and vegetables will give your muscles the fuel they need to grow and repair. I'm not talking about fancy supplements or meal plans. Just make sure you're eating wholesome foods that nourish your body. And drink plenty of water. Hydration is key to keeping your muscles and joints feeling great. In addition to rest and nutrition, consider incorporating a bit of mindfulness or gentle stretching into your routine. Activities like yoga or Tai Chi are wonderful for promoting flexibility, balance, and overall well-being. Even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. These practices also help reduce stress, which in turn can lower inflammation and improve recovery time. Now, I know it can be easy to get discouraged when you don't see instant results, but I want you to remember this: every small step you take, whether it's a sit to stand or a calf raise, is an investment in your future. You might not notice a huge change overnight, but give it time. Your body will thank you. You'll start noticing that it's easier to get up and down, that your energy is higher, that walking feels smoother, and that overall, you just feel stronger. And it's not just about physical strength. Strength training builds confidence. It empowers you. It's a reminder that no matter your age, you are capable of taking control of your health and well-being. Each movement you master, each exercise you complete, is proof that you're in charge. So, keep going. Whether you're just starting or have been working out for years, remember this is a journey, not a race. Celebrate every victory, no matter how small. And if you need a little encouragement along the way, don't hesitate to share your progress with friends, family, or even in the comments below. You're not alone in this journey. As we continue to work through these exercises, it's important to remember that building strength and staying active is all about consistency. So far, we've covered a variety of exercises that strengthen key muscle groups, improve flexibility, and enhance stability. But what about endurance? As we age, keeping up our stamina is just as vital as maintaining strength. If you find yourself getting winded or feeling exhausted after a short walk or some light activities, this next set of exercises can help you build up your endurance gradually, without putting too much strain on your body. One exercise I want to introduce is the marching in place. This is a fantastic way to improve your cardiovascular health, which is just as important as building muscle strength. It's low impact, easy to do, and can be done right at home or even in front of the TV. All you need is a bit of space, and you're good to go. To do this exercise, stand tall with your feet about hip-width apart. Begin by lifting your right knee up as if you're marching, and then lower it back down. Follow with your left knee, keeping your movements slow and controlled. The key here is to keep moving at a steady pace, focusing on your breathing as you go. You don't have to march at a fast pace, just aim for consistent movement that gets your heart rate up a little. March for about 1 minute to start, and gradually increase the time as you build endurance. The beauty of this exercise is that it can be done anywhere, anytime, and requires no special equipment. Plus, it's a great way to increase your overall stamina, which is essential for maintaining energy throughout your day. Whether you're walking around the house, running errands, or spending time with family, you'll notice that marching in place strengthens your heart and lungs, making everyday tasks feel easier and less tiring. If you're feeling adventurous and want to take this a step further, you can try adding light hand weights or wrist weights while marching in place. This increases the intensity of the exercise and adds a small challenge to your arm muscles, further improving your endurance. Building endurance doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be a high-intensity workout. The goal is to increase your stamina over time, so you're not as winded during your daily activities, and you feel stronger and more energized. You'll be amazed at how something so simple can make a huge difference in how you feel. Next, let's talk about one of the most important aspects of maintaining strength and balance as we age, improving our lower body flexibility. One of the main culprits that can hinder our ability to move freely is tightness in our hips, hamstrings, and lower back. When these areas are tight, it can make simple movements, like bending over to pick something up or stepping over an obstacle, much more difficult and uncomfortable. One exercise that targets these areas is the standing hamstring stretch. It's a simple but effective stretch that will help improve flexibility in your hamstrings, lower back, and hips. Here's how you do it. Start by standing tall with your feet about hip-width apart. Place your right foot in front of you, with your heel on the floor and your toes pointing up. Slowly bend your left knee, and gently hinge forward at your hips, reaching toward your right foot. You should feel a gentle stretch along the back of your right leg, but be careful not to overdo it. Hold the stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds, then return to standing and repeat on the other side. You'll want to make sure you're not rounding your back while stretching, keep your chest lifted, and focus on hinging at the hips. This ensures that you're stretching the right muscles and not straining your back. Over time, this stretch will help loosen up the muscles in your legs and lower back, which is especially important for flexibility and balance. The great thing about hamstring stretches is that they can also help prevent stiffness and discomfort in the lower back, which is a common issue as we age. By increasing your flexibility in these key areas, you'll be able to move more freely, bend down to tie your shoes, and even climb stairs with greater ease. It also plays a big role in improving your balance, so you'll feel more stable when walking or standing for longer periods. Now, you may be wondering how to combine all of these exercises into a routine. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be complicated. The key is consistency, and even just 10 to 15 minutes of exercise a day can go a long way in improving your strength, flexibility, and endurance. Start with the basics. Begin with a few minutes of marching in place to get your heart rate up, then move into your strength exercises like the seated march or standing calf raise. Follow that with some stretching, like the standing side bend or standing hamstring stretch, to improve your flexibility. Finally, finish with a few more minutes of marching or another endurance-building activity to keep your heart pumping. The beauty of these exercises is that they can be done in any order, and you can always modify the intensity depending on how you're feeling that day. If you're feeling particularly energized, go ahead and increase the time for each exercise. On days when you need a little more rest, that's okay too, just listen to your body. One thing I always remind people is that the goal here isn't to compare yourself to others or to push yourself to do more than you're comfortable with. It's all about doing what feels right for your body and gradually building strength and endurance at your own pace. Every day you stick to this routine, even if it's just for a few minutes, you're making a huge difference in your health and well-being. And remember, it's not just about physical strength. When you take the time to focus on your health and well-being, you're giving yourself the gift of independence. These exercises are here to help you continue doing the things you love, whether it's walking, gardening, or simply getting out of bed without feeling stiff or sore. The journey might take time, but I promise you this, every effort you make will lead to more energy, greater flexibility, and a body that feels strong and capable. You're not just building muscles, you're building confidence, independence, and a healthier future.